Hello everyone, welcome to Current Affairs Analysis of Shankar IAS Academy, and today we are going to discuss the current affairs topic of 25th of September 2025. So before going into the topic, please subscribe to this channel so that you will be getting regular updates on current affairs with more relevance to the examination, and also like this video, comment if you have any doubts. You can also post the answer writing in the comment section, and please share this video to your friends. So what is the topic? What are the topics we are going to discuss today? The first topic would be about river Ganga, and specifically how for the past 1300 years, while we compare it, river Ganga is drying up very much faster. And next topic would be about why India is resisting import of corn from United States, and this topic will help us understand the trade relationship between India and United States. And next is we are going to discuss a topic which we have taken from the PIB, and it is about the National Ayurveda Day. And the fourth topic would be about the spinal issues among the children, and specifically due to the increase in mobile phone usage among the children. And the last would be the Prelims Focus, and in this segment we will be discussing many topics with respect to preliminary examination. So we will go to the first topic. The first topic would be about how river Ganga is drying up fast compared to the last 1300 years, and they have also found that the last year, from 1991 to 2020 you take, so they are saying that more than 4 to 7 year droughts have been faced in India compared to the previous millennium. So what are the causes, what are the impacts, we will see right now. And you also should remember that this particular topic has more relevance not just with respect to environmental concept, but also with respect to social and economical concept. Why? Because the Ganga river basin alone contributes for almost 40% of GDP of our country. In that case, what is the context? Why we are so much worried about river Ganga getting dried up faster? And this study has been conducted by IIT Gandhinagar and University of Arizona, and they say that compared to the 1300 years, this is the fastest rate. So this is a map of river Ganga. You should know that river Ganga is originating from the Himalayan range, and the major glacier which is feeding river Ganga is the Gangotri glacier. And river Ganga is the major water source for the northern Great Plains, where agriculture is the major occupation. So what are the key findings? They are saying it is unprecedented drying. This we haven't seen till today. And the Ganga is drying at a rate of not seen in 1300 years, and there is a decline in river flow since 1990s, and it is very sharp compared to the historic droughts. So they are comparing in the 14th and 16th century, and they are saying compared to that it's very sharp. The water is drying up very fast. And the recent droughts between 1991 to 2020, there are 4 to 7 year droughts that has occurred. And 2004 to 2010, drought was the worst in 1300 years. See the term worst in 1300 years. Post 1990, they are saying 76% more intense than the 16th century's worst drought. So we had a worst drought in 16th century, but after that it is 76% more interest. More than 3/4, they say. And it's definitely worrisome. Because what is the cause? So first and foremost thing is the weaker summer monsoons. So the monsoon is basically based on the difference in the temperature between the water and the land. Monsoon is a retreating wind. So in that case, what happens is that if the global warming is becoming intense, so what happens? The Indian Ocean gets warmed up. So this temperature difference between the ocean and the land is comparatively lesser. So what happens? The amount of wind which is carrying the moisture traveling inside the land is getting reduced. This will lead to reduction in the rainfall. So this temperature difference has to be maintained, but because of global warming, the ocean is warmer. So what happens? The difference between the temperature of the land and the ocean is not so good. And there is aerosol pollution. This is also causing droughts, drying up of river Ganga. So human driven factors. So what are the human driven factors? Excessive groundwater pumping. So this is reducing the base flow. So what happens? Groundwater pumping is increased. So more water is to recharge the groundwater. So what happens is that the river flow is getting lesser, the base flow is lesser. And there is change in the land uses. There are so many factors like sand mining, converting the lands for agricultural or urbanization purposes. So this is leading to reduction in the flow in the river Ganga. And what is the impact? See, the population at risk is almost 600 million people depending upon who are dependent upon river Ganga. And the economic impact, as I told you, would be 40% of India's GDP dependent on river Ganga will definitely disturbed. An environmental impact, declining river discharge will not just threaten agriculture. This is very important. This will disturb the Bay of Bengal marine ecosystem. Because when we go to the map, you see here river Ganga drains into Bay of Bengal. So the river Ganga having lesser drainage into Bay of Bengal will lead to an issue where the Bay of Bengal will not get fresh water income. So this will lead to increase in salinity of water in the Bay of Bengal, and that is definitely a major environmental concern. So now we are going to discuss a prelims question related to it. Consider the following statement about the tributaries of Yamuna river. So tributaries are the rivers or the water flow which is feeding the main river, that is tributary. Distributaries take the water from the river and distribute it to other places. So this is something you should understand, and this question is regarding the tributaries of Yamuna river. The towns join Yamuna at Kalsi just before Yamuna leaves the Himalayas. The Hindon meets Yamuna near Mathura in Uttar Pradesh, and the Ken, Betwa and Chambal are all peninsular rivers that join Yamuna between Mathura and Allahabad. So what is the answer for this question? 1 and 3 would be the right answer for this question. And why this second statement is not correct? Because the river Hindon meets Yamuna at Noida, not near Mathura. That is the reason. So the answer is 1 and 3 only. So we are going to the next topic. So why India resists US corn imports? So that is the topic here. See, United States is the largest producer of corn, and now what happened is that this US corn and soya bean, that's a very big lobby. And recently China has reduced or cancelled the import of soya beans. So now what happens? US is searching for a new market, and now US is trying to force these production and they want to export to India. But India is resisting this US attempt to export corn to India, and we will see why is that. So India's corn scenario, we should understand that India's corn production is low. So we have a low yield of approximately 4 tons per hectare, and average of world is 6 tons per hectare. So self-sufficiency, domestic demand is mostly met. Occasionally we are going for exports. And next what happened? Ethanol push. Today what we are doing is we are producing more ethanol. 10 to 12 metric ton of maize out of 50 metric ton is diverted to ethanol production. So we know we are mixing ethanol in petrol. An import trend would be approximately 1 million tons of maize in 2024 to 25. And you know what? 60% is from Myanmar and rest is from Ukraine. We are importing approximately around 1 ton, around very few amount of import we are doing from the United States. So now what happened? The United States is questioning India why we are not importing corn from the US. So the reason we are not importing corn from the US is that we are not importing any of the genetically modified GMO crops, genetically modified organisms we are not importing. And we are also trying to help people who are domestically producing. We are trying to improve the domestic production instead of going for the import, so that this would protect the farmer's interest, and then also it will meet the ethanol program goals. So what we are doing is, the major issue would be genetically modified organisms, that is GMO crops, we are not importing. And also one more thing we should know is that the import duty, if it is less than 50 metric tons, it is 15%. But anything more than 50 metric tons would be 50%. So what happens here? This way we are trying to resist the import of US corn. So why the US pushes corn imports is that they are overproducing it, almost 350 metric ton of corn they are producing, and 45 metric ton is exported. And industrial usage, what are the uses? We just discussed ethanol. It is used as animal feed, and it also has high fructose. So corn syrup, most of the candy productions and many places where sweetness is added, corn syrup is used, and sometimes even in production of plastics, corn is used. So here the corn and soy lobbying is heavily influencing the US politics, and China has stopped US soybean imports. So now US is trying to find a new market, and now they are targeting India. So India is resisting this import. So we'll go to the prelims question specifically about GM crops. With reference to the genetically modified crops in India, consider the following statements. India has approved commercial cultivation of GM cotton. GM brinjal and GM mustard have been allowed for large scale cultivation. The Genetic Engineering Appraisal Committee functions under the Department of Science and Technology. So what is the answer here is 2 and 3 only is the right answer. So India has not approved the commercial cultivation of GM cotton, and second and third statements are right. GM brinjal and GM mustard have been allowed for large scale cultivation, and this is very important. Genetic Engineering Appraisal Committee is the committee which approves the commercial usage of any GM organisms. So in that case, this is functioning under the Department of Science and Technology. So that is something we should know. And 2 and 3 only will be the right answer for this question. So the next topic we are going to discuss is about the National Ayurveda Day, and we are celebrating the 10th National Ayurveda Day, and this is celebrated on 23rd of September, so every year. So about this National Ayurveda Day, so Goa has the potential to become a global hub for Ayurveda, and this is stated by the governor of Goa. And they also say that Ayurveda is the answer to the lifestyle diseases, and India has the large load of people who are affected by the lifestyle diseases, specifically obesity and diabetes. And Ayurveda is related to nature's balance, and this is one of the topic which we have taken from the Press Information Bureau of India. So about the 10th National Ayurveda Day, so it is under the Ministry of Ayush and Health and Family Welfare. Two ministries are involved, and the venue is All India Institute of Ayurveda, and 23rd of September it has been celebrated. And the theme is Ayurveda for people and planet, because Ayurveda specifically is in harmony with health and also environment. So that is why this topic is very important. So Ayurveda as a healthcare system is rooted in harmony between individual and environment, and also the Ayurveda has been a part of Indian culture. So that is why this question is important, and this focuses on sustainable health and ecology. So major initiative launched on the day of celebration, Desh Ka Swasthya Parikshan, so nationwide health assessment. And next is DRAVYA portal, so digital Ayurvedic substances platform, integrative oncology unit. So oncology is specifically with respect to cancer. So how Ayurveda can be used in cancer treatment. So All India Institute of Ayurveda is in Goa with Tata Memorial Center. And next would be Ran Baji Utsav, and this is specifically about how we promote forest vegetables in usage. And next is we have also signed memorandum of understandings with respect to academic research and global collaboration. And there is also a publication that has been released, which is 25 years journey of National Medicinal Plant Board. So this is called as NMPB, National Medicinal Plants Board. And Ayurveda for sports medicine, Ayurveda insight for restful sleep. These are the publication that has been released. Sleep is one of the major criteria today. We are not sleeping enough and leading to so many health and mental health issues. So yes. So Ayurveda, what is the meaning of Ayurveda? So Ayur or Ayus is life, and Veda is the knowledge. So Ayurveda basically means science of life. And the origin, this is found, very important, this is found in the Atharva Veda. and this is more than 5,000 years old. So it is a part of ancient Indian system, and the philosophy is the balance of three dosha. What are the three doshas in the body? Vata, Pitta and Kapha. So these are the three doshas that has to be balanced to have a healthy life, and also it has a harmony with the nature. And what are the components of treatment in terms of Ayurveda is diet. So treat us through the food and proper lifestyle, yoga, meditation, and most importantly herbal medicine. And Panchakarma is one of the important medicine we are talking about here, and recognized. So this Ayurveda as a form of medicinal treatment is recognized by the Ministry of Ayush, and that is why we are celebrating this or observing this National Ayurveda Day. So what are the advantages of Ayurveda? It is holistic in nature. So the treatments are holistic because there are large amount of relationship between mental health and physical health which we don't actually understand, and Ayurveda treats this like it is a holistic treatment, and it is preventive in nature rather than just treatment aspect. Lifestyle and seasonal care would be offered such that we can prevent many issues, and it is also effective because it treats lifestyle disorders, and most importantly it is affordable because local herbs and simple practices are done. It is more affordable compared to the allopathy, and it is also eco-friendly. Minimal chemicals are used, and globally World Health Organization has recognized Ayurveda as a form of treatment, but there are certain limitations. There are few large scale clinical trials. We have the theoretical part, but are they being proved? Have enough clinical trials been conducted? That's a very big question. And standardization, there is no proper standardization. Variable dosage and quality takes place, and that's a major issue, and it is very slow in terms of treatment. For acute conditions it is not so effective. So the people who are affected by acute conditions are reaching allopathy. And commercialization risk, misbranding and unregulated products, fake products, basically fake products and fake doctors make it very tough for Ayurveda to become a major form of treatment methods. And there are integration challenges also because of limited infrastructure and trained practitioner. That is a major concern when it comes to Ayurveda. So that is why many are preferring allopathy compared to Ayurveda. So what are the initiatives with respect to Ayurveda? National Ayush Mission. So this is specifically to strengthen the Ayush infrastructure like hospitals, education and research, etc. And next is observing National Ayurveda Day. This creates annual awareness campaigns where people are getting more aware about the presence of Ayurveda, what are the advantages, all those, and sometimes even the limitations where fake products, people will be aware that there might be presence of fake products. So international collaborations, we have signed memorandum of understanding with other countries like Malaysia, Nepal and Iran. So World Health Partnership, we have a collaboration with World Health Organization with respect to advanced traditional complementary and integrative medicine. This is very important, complementary. So we are not trying to replace allopathy here, but we are using it as a complementary form of medicine. And integrated Ayush hospitals and educations are the most important need here, because establishing hospitals and institutions alongside the modern medicine will really help the population, because India is having the important phase of demographic transition where health is a very important criteria to ensure that we have social capital and human capital. In that case, completely depending upon the modern medicine hospitals or allopathy hospitals is very tough. So now we are trying to bring in complementary traditional medicine which will decrease the load on the commercial hospitals, and that is one Ayurveda here is a solution. So we'll discuss a mains question. Evaluate the initiatives taken by the Government of India to promote Ayurveda nationally and globally. Discuss the significance of international collaborations such as Memorandum of Understanding with World Health Organization in enhancing the credibility and integration of traditional medicine into global healthcare system. So here in this question, first you have to talk about what is the traditional medicine, what are the types of traditional medicine we are talking about, just few points. Then since they are concentrating more on Ayurveda, talk about what are the advantages, limitations of Ayurveda, and then you can write about how the collaboration with World Health Organization is going to help us to bring Ayurveda at the global standards, and then talk about the the schemes. What are the schemes? National Ayurveda Day, how the ministry has recognized, and we have DRAVYA portal. So all these things you can talk about and write the answer for this question. And finally, conclusion, we can bring this concept where Ayurveda concentrates on prevention rather than the treatment aspect, that can be brought as a conclusion also. So that is how we have to approach this mains practice question. Do write the question in the comment section, answer in the comment section, we will give our feedbacks. So next topic is about spinal issues among children, very important topic. So recently there is a rise in spinal issues among the children because of the digital era, very important, because children today are spending more time over the phone, they are hunching over the mobile phones and tablets. So what happens, they are constantly at the state of bending their necks downwards. This is leading to potentially health complications in the children. So digital tools and the children, when we see increased use of phone, tablets from the early age, specifically after this COVID situation, many of the online classes have become more prominent today. So even in terms of education today, children are depending upon these gadgets, and physical play replaced by video games, a major issue, and this is leading to reduction in terms of physical activity, both in terms of lifestyle related diseases potentially might be developed in the children, and also with respect to reduction in terms of strengthening of their bodies, and also immunity of course, and negative impact of brain development and physical health. See, one of the major outcome of screen time, increased screen time in children would be speech delays. This is a very common criteria today. The pediatricians are instructing the parents that please reduce the screen time. So this was the question in the mains in 2023 mains, how this digitalization of digitalization in generally is affecting the how children learn culture. So this was one of the question, a major issue right now that is going on. So spinal health challenges in children. Children's spine are still developing. It needs care, strengthening. But what happens, there is this concept of technique. They are forward leaning. They are, if this is the head, they are bending their, this is the head, they are bending their head to see the mobile phones. It is changing their posture. Posture misalignment is a possibility. And head weight of 4 to 5 kg stresses the neck when they bend forward. So when they are placed straight, the backbone will take care of it, but when they are bending, it might have an impact on the spinal cord also, and this results in pain, stiffness, headaches, restricted blood flow, and long term complications might arise out of this. And how do we prevent this spinal problems? We should limit the screen time. So I'm not talking about completely having a zero screen time. If that is possible in children, that would be great, but we can limit the screen time, at least giving them a proper time management, such a way that they also spend more time on physical activities like stretching, yoga, teaching proper posture. So if the children are supposed to watch the videos classes, then we can arrange it in terms of proper chair, so that they keep their head straight, maybe in a laptop or a tablet, not in the mobile phones, using TVs, all those. So this will help in terms of straight back, relaxed shoulders, and device at eye level, very important, device at eye level. And ergonomics, using the ergonomics, we have a comfortable chair, having a lumbar support, all these, and break every 20 to 30 minutes instead of sitting in the same place. And this will increase the blood flow, leading to better brain development, and also taking care of the mental health issues. So mains practice question, digital technology has become indispensable in education, but excessive dependence on it is giving rise to new health and lifestyle challenges among the students. Examine the physical, cognitive, and social implications of digital overuse on students in India. suggest a balanced policy framework to ensure healthy learning outcomes? So it's a very beautiful question. Here we have to talk about how digital education is indispensable in education, and specifically you can talk about how during the COVID situations, how this digital education actually helped in continuing the learning process among the children. And also you can talk about how this is leading to health and lifestyle challenges. As I told you, you can talk about health challenges, you can talk about the spinal cord issues, you can talk about increase in weight, reduction in strengthening, and lifestyle changes. You can talk about how they are not interacting among the others, they are confined to the screen spaces, and they are not interacting with the others, how their learning drops, how their cognitive ability drops, how their speech ability drops. We can talk about all those things. Next, physical, cognitive and social implication, and we can talk about how they become more introverts rather than interacting with the people. And finally, we should talk about the balance policy framework, like how hybrid mode of teaching can be used instead of completely digital mode of teaching, and how we can implement these physical activities at the curriculum, like bringing yoga classes in the schools, compulsory PT classes in the schools, etc. And we can even bring them in terms of marking schemes. Today the physical training or the any form of physical activity is not a part of compulsorily a part of marking scheme for children, but we can give a suggestion to include that in the national education policy. That would make a very good answer for this question. And we have come to the last segment of today's discussion, and we are going to discuss topics specifically on the preliminary examination. And first is the Equator Prize, very important because it is called as the Nobel Prize for Biodiversity Conservation, very important. And India is a winner this year. Specifically, this self-help group named Bibi Fatima Women's Self-Help Group, Tirtha, these are the India's winners. And next is who is giving this prize, Equator Prize, is United Nations Development Program, making this a potential question. And it is announced on the International Day of World's Indigenous People. And the theme of this year is Women and Youth Leadership for Nature-Based Climate Action. And India's achievement, eco-friendly farming, seed banks, millet promotion, food and nutritional security. Millet is a very important topic because it just not ensures food security, but also a sustainable mode of agriculture, because millets are not water intensive crops. So this will make them a sustainable form of agriculture, and yes, that has fetched us this Equator Prize. And other winners include countries like Argentina, Brazil, Ecuador, Indonesia, Kenya, PNG, Peru, Tanzania, etc. And this is very important. It is called as a Nobel Prize for the Biodiversity Conservation. And next topic is glyphosate. Glyphosate is a herbicide. This will prevent or block the enzyme essential for the growth, thus stopping the growth of the weeds. And it is used in agriculture. At the same time, it is used in forestry and other gardening purpose also. So the International Agency for Research on Cancer, like the World Health Organization, has classified glyphosate as the probably carcinogenic to humans. Next is the World Water Week. It is a leading annual conference on global water issues, and it is annually held since 1991. It is organized by the Stockholm International Water Institute, and the aim is to accelerate the progress in international process related to water development and climate. And 2025 themes is Water for Climate Action. And India has a Water Week, and it is a 5-day conference and exhibition, and which is India's International Water Resources event. And it has started in 2012 and conducted biannually. So World Water Week is annually held. India's Water Week is biannually held. And the latest edition of this is 2024. So next edition would be in 2026. And who organizes this is Ministry of Jal Shakti, and the major focus is for making partnership and cooperation for inclusive water development and management. So this is about the World's Water Week and India's Water Week. And the next topic would be chronic insomnia and dementia. So if there are sleep problems which are more than 3 times, more than or equal to 3 times per week for 3 months, it says that it accelerates the amyloid buildup and silent vascular damage, and this is increasing the dementia risk. I just told you in a previous topic that sleep issues will lead to health issues, especially in the carriers of APOE4 gene. This is a major issue. So what is APOE4? It's a main genetic risk factor for the sporadic Alzheimer's disease. Dementia is a common term, under that Alzheimer is one of the disease. So this is present in 40 to 65% of patients, and it is associated with amyloid beta and tau pathologies and driving cognitive decline. So dementia is basically decline in cognitive abilities. Alzheimer is one of the issue with under dementia. And there is a prelims question with respect to the topics we discussed, and specifically about the glyphosate, the probable carcinogen according to World Health Organization. In a broad spectrum, herbicide mainly used in agriculture, forestry, lawn or garden care. Its mode of action involves inhibiting an enzyme required for growth of plants, eventually leading to their death. So answer is both 1 and 2, since both the statements are right. So you have successfully completed the discussion today. Do not forget to subscribe to this channel and comment the mains answer questions that we have given today, and like and share this video to your friends. Thank you so much.